So hello, this is Jess from J Rose Alchemic Art, and welcome back to a little bit of a different kind of video. I have been sculpting with polymer clay for the last about 2 to 3 years, and in that time I have acquired a lot of different colored clay, and I have obviously also accumulated a lot of scraps of clay as well, just pieces that I didn't end up needing, colors that kind of got mixed in with each other, and yeah, just didn't quite work out with the creation that I was working on for that day. So I thought it would be kind of fun to make something new out of all of the scraps of clay that I have. So I think for today I really want to try and maybe make some like Halloween candy. I think that would be really fun. I want to make kind of like a big little, maybe almost bucket, like a basically like a pumpkin bucket, and then be able to throw like a bunch of different Halloween candies in there. So I thought that would be really cute. So we're gonna try and figure that out and get started. As you can see here, I have a various amount of scrap of colors of polymer clay, so I want to try and clean up this area but also use what I already have, but so that way it's not also just hanging out on my clayboard. So I think I'm going to try and figure out different ways to either combine all these colors or just utilize them here for our Halloween basket. So let's get started. The first thing I want to do, I think, is actually try to sculpt out the little pumpkin itself that's actually going to carry the candy. I think that it'll be more fun where the pieces, like the candy pieces, are like free flowing and everything. But I don't know, I might end up just baking it all together anyway and then seeing how it goes. I might also just do both options. We'll kind of see what happens here. Okay. So I kind of hollowed out the middle a little bit by pushing everything in, and then I don't know how well you can see it, but I added some little indentations on the side, and I might just end up like putting some black marker or something on there once everything is baked, but there's still gonna be many, and then I'm gonna try and see about how sculpting the candy is gonna go here. So we'll get into that next. So I'm thinking something similar to like making a gumdrop and then adding kind of like a, this will technically be the wrapper, but like the little pieces, the wrapper pieces sticking out on the sides, but because they're so tiny, I want to make sure that I get the details correctly. So I think what I'm going to do is end up adding in these little indentations, so it does kind of look a little bit more realistic. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second here. I don't know how much sense I'm actually making at the moment. This is also being something, a little project I figured I would do right before we're getting ready to leave for Gen Con. Like literally it's 6:20-ish, 6:19 right now. Probably gonna be leaving in like a couple hours here. So this is a great time to film a new video, right? I do have some other ideas as well about some videos that I've been planning to do. Work has been chaotic and I'm finishing up school, and as exciting as all of that is, I just have not had time to do art at all, which is totally okay, but for the purposes of running a art business and trying to make some fun projects and content and things, it's not great necessarily. But yes, let's maybe kind of smooth that in a little bit. So this is kind of like the general idea that I think I want to go for. It also kind of reminds me of like a bat candy almost. I think it'd be really cool to add like different designs maybe, but I also think if I wanted to add like a design to something, I would probably make like a bigger piece first, and then maybe we'd see how it goes from there. Okay, so that side is done, and let's get the other side here. As far as other little things that have been happening, not a whole heck of a lot, to be honest. It's really just work, school, and art, which is awesome, but yeah, just been keeping busy otherwise. Ooh, you know, I think I might have liked it better beforehand. We're gonna start over. I thought if I smoothed everything out, maybe it would look really cool. So yeah, I'm gonna tear this part and start over. But yeah, I honestly think the tiny pieces are what looks the best, maybe. And I apologize if you can hear the boys in the background. They're being super active today. I ended up redoing it, but I think that it looks a lot better. Oh, focus. Yeah, you kind of see on the sides here, how they're a little bit more pointy. And I think it doesn't look as smushed, so I'm kind of glad I redid it, honestly. So one piece of candy down, and then oh, I also smoothed out this because I thought it would be really fun to have it be like a candy jar maybe also. So yeah, this will be the pumpkin bowl, and then when you lift it up, candy will be inside. I'm gonna bake everything separately though, so that way it looks a little bit more realistic too, and it doesn't obviously all blend together. And then you can't open anything, so that'd be really sad. But I think I'm gonna use some of these pieces next. This was actually something that I used for some stems for some flowers that I used at one point, and they're still a really cute design, or like a really cute color swatch, honestly. But I think I'm gonna mix it with some of the sparkly white here and maybe make like some fun candy designs as well. So I think if I do this, kind of blend it together, I'll make for kind of an interesting color shade. Yeah, just like that. Kind of a fun little, almost feels like it should be a lollipop design maybe, but I think it's cute. Actually, can maybe just grab a little bit of the brown here. I was thinking about making some chocolates too. And oh, this brown is so soft, which is not a bad thing, but yeah, it might be good that it's gonna be a clay piece for this. Because yeah, if I had to actually have it be something that like stands up or anything like that, it's just so soft. I don't know that it would necessarily hold up. Ah! The other thing with working with clay things, and especially with tiny things, I feel like whenever I try to show things off, they always end up falling out of my hand. I am so sorry, guys. I think I'm also going to make some different colors by like adding stuff in, and just to see how it turns out. I'm very curious, honestly. Just adding different swatches and kind of seeing what works. Because I feel like this is kind of a, not necessarily a junk piece. I don't think that's a good way to describe it. Kind of like a throw it at the wall and see what happens type of thing. I think that's kind of a fun description and kind of a fun, unique way to add in like different pieces that you haven't used before or things like that. So honestly, could I make this into like a cookie maybe? Do I have any scraps of maroon piece? I don't think that I do. Ooh, or a muffin. That would be fun, actually. Have this be the muffin top. Would that be too weird? Yeah, I ended up making a little, well, there we go, a little cookie, a little fuchsia colored cookie, not fuchsia, it's definitely a purple and blue mixture, which may mix too much with the candy piece there, but that's okay. Holy moly. Okay. I thought that I would use this. I have some black clay up here that I was planning to make like a little coffin at one point, and it just never really ended up working out. So I thought maybe I'd use it for the top of our pumpkin head here, but oh my gosh. I don't know if it's because of the heater or something, but it is like super melty. I'm glad I'm using it for this project for right now, that's all I'm saying. The other thing I thought about was maybe adding a little ghost friend too. Maybe making like a little stand for him so that way it doesn't look as kind of off by itself. And yeah, the ghost will maybe be reaching for the candy jar. I thought that would just be really cute, so that's what I'm working on right now, is adding the details to our face. And oh my gosh, I did not realize I still had orange on there. Oh, that's cool, that's cool. Good thing that this is gonna get covered up by your eyes, bud. Oh, that's way too big. It amazes me how much of a difference there is in this clay over here. I think it's probably a different brand. Yeah, but between the two clay brands, like how much easier it is to work with one than it is the other. Like, holy moly. That other brand was just so soft. And adding our mouth. It's the last piece, except for there's stray hair. And that's one thing about living with 3 cats, especially my black cat in particular. He loves to be all up in the business of any project that I'm trying to do. So it's always interesting to see what he gets into. Yeah, he loves to be my little helper though. It's very sweet. Definitely makes for an interesting time when I'm actually trying to get stuff done. But that's okay. There. Yeah, our little ghosty is done. Very cute. And then I made a slight little base here for our candy bowl and our ghosty friend. So let's go ahead and assemble it all. I'm gonna put it there. That would maybe go in here. We have our candy. Our clay pieces here. I'm going to bake them all individually for now, and then obviously they will all be assembled later, so that way they can be kind of a fun little surprise, I suppose, for whenever we're opening up the little candy jar here. I like how this really just kind of went from, oh yeah, I want to make just use the rest of my clay and everything that I have, the extras, to, oh no, we're making a pumpkin candy jar. It's gonna have individual pieces of candy in it. We're gonna have a stand, we're gonna have a ghost. Always interesting how your mind starts somewhere and then ends up in another. But that's part of the creative process, I suppose. Alright. There they are, all done. Okay, yeah, I'm probably gonna let everything cool for a couple of minutes, but all in all, I'd say it all looks pretty good. I did add like a little design to the chocolate there, if you can see it. Obviously, we have our little interesting Halloween cookie. We have our swirly, maybe witchy? I don't know. But either way, swirly green lollipop, and then our little piece of candy over here as well. So, and we have our pumpkin bowl and our ghost, and then our little blue base here as well. So we'll kind of let everything cool off first. I do want to add some designs to like the actual, I think to the base, probably to the candy if I can as well. And then I think it'll be just about ready to actually glaze and everything. Okay, now that we've given everything a chance to dry off, I'm gonna see how it looks. Actually, I might put that there. We'll put our little ghosty here. And we'll add in all of our little items here. Little pieces of candy. We got our cookie. Put that in. Got our little chocolates, and then our other piece of candy. Super cute. Yeah, I definitely think I'm gonna try and maybe add a design to it all. Probably use like either a Posca marker or something similar. But yeah, that is what our little candy jar is gonna look like. So cute. And I kind of like that it's all removable too. So obviously, if you are not a fan of something, or if you really want to keep something out, you can still do that. Very fun. So yes, I apologize that technically this is probably not going to be a fully finished piece for this video. I am hoping to definitely finish it by the next one. I think I might get more into like the details of adding all of the little designs to like the rest of the candy, and hopefully like the actual pumpkin tray, candy tray itself. But this is how it looks right now. I don't want to show you guys too much because obviously everything is baked, but not all of it. It's all separate, so it's kind of nice that you can mix and match with it if you do want to. But otherwise, yeah, obviously the little pieces come out really easily too. So I think it was just kind of a fun experience and a fun little challenge, and it progressed more than I thought it would, which is kind of cool too to think about. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this one and look forward to the next one, where I actually will probably add the details to all the little pieces, hopefully glaze them all, and add a little bit of color as well to some of them. So look forward to that next time, and hopefully look forward to the Gen Con video as well. We're literally getting ready to go here in probably like an hour or something. So this was clearly the best time to do all this prep work for a video. But anyway, I will see you all in the next one, and I hope you have a wonderful day.